Is it live? Oh, it is. It doesn't light up. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there.
All right, so on the agenda today, we have Mr. Knickie to represent the Ocean community, so we can make a decision on becoming a member. You have the floor.
Great. Thank you. The entire staff of Lake of Isles came over and for free. They were CHIP certified at our office. Other businesses from throughout the area came as well, but we love to be able to provide programs like that. And just in the next 6 weeks, we have about 9 professional development programs on topics such as the use of AI, creating a winning workplace culture, embracing a strength-based culture, the core tenets of leadership, and building and executing a strategic plan. So we use our business resource center as a hub, and we welcome everyone to come there. Oftentimes, we're providing free lunch as part of the programming, and of course, there's some networking involved. Part of our responsibility is dealing with the rare but important consumer complaint. When that happens, we try to play mediator so that we support the business to the extent that we can and try to turn around a negative experience with a customer so that they either give that business another opportunity or that they feel it was resolved fairly in the end or that they at least continue to keep their business local, even if it's not with that particular business. So those can be very time-consuming interactions, but we pride ourselves on being fair and trying to support both parties. And I actually had one of those today that took up a good amount of my time, and we were able to find a resolution that made everyone happy. Tourism marketing is a huge part of what we do, not just Westerly, where there's beautiful beaches, but of course Stonington, where we have a quaint, charming fishing village and shops that sometimes get overlooked down there, Mystic as well. Charlestown, Richmond, all of these communities have a unique aspect to them that contribute to the tourism product of the region. When people come here, they're not coming to go to Pawcatuck or to come necessarily even to Newport or to Mystic. They're coming to the region and they want the best of what's in the area because a 20-minute drive or 30-minute drive one way or the other is nothing to your average tourist, just like when you go away. So our regional approach has always been to embrace the assets of the two-state community and try to celebrate them and package them to present them the best we can. Our gift certificate program is our strongest member benefit. We sell over $230,000 a year in gift certificates that can be used only in our membership. So of our 860 members, they have the option to sign on and say, yes, put me on the list. And when someone comes into our office and buys a $50 gift certificate, for example, and they go use it at Bon Appetit, it is collected by that restaurant as a $50 as if it were cash, and we reimburse them the full $50. Unlike a Visa or MasterCard gift certificate that you might buy for someone at CVS or somewhere where you pay an $8.95 activation fee when you purchase it, and then it's used at that restaurant or retailer, and there's a 3% deduction taken as well. Our program's entirely different. It's 100%. We get nothing. We incur all of the printing, all of the marketing, all of the bookkeeping, all of the printing of the checks, all of the postage. We do that as a benefit to this community and a real strong support to small businesses. There's a picture of our building on One Chamber Way, and we just announced last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, but the closing was last week, that we now own a second building on Main Street in Westerly at 170, which will be used for more office space and storage to support the large-scale events that we do throughout the region. Some of our board of directors are listed in the publications that I provided to you earlier. We do a gorgeous travel planner every single year, and you have a copy in front of you, hot off the press. We actually produce it with two separate covers. I gave you the one that was in my car, which happened to be a Watch Hill cover. This same exact magazine is also printed with a Connecticut cover. So the Connecticut version of this magazine has a Barn Island photo on it that's gorgeous. And on the very bottom, where Rhode Island is listed first on this version, it's the opposite. We list Connecticut towns first and Rhode Island second, so that you can pick up this magazine with the Connecticut cover in Westbrook, Connecticut at their Welcome Center to try to lure people from New York that are heading this way, that stop there to use their restrooms or maybe to go to McDonald's or whatever. And this gives them something to read and go, wow, look at this. We want to catch them as they're coming into the community. And it's also distributed as far as TF Green Airport and the Providence Civic Center and a variety of locations in between. So by switching the covers and covering the two-state region, we're really able to reach out and really get our message for our region out to a much broader audience. And when you flip to the pages, such as the one I marked in the pink, this is where some of the towns surrounding Westerly get some coverage because their towns are members of our chamber. They pay a fee to be a member, and therefore we include some text about their communities. They have input as to that text. If there's a particular photo that they would want listed or highlight a particular event in town or something, we're more than happy to work with them on that. So that just gives you an example, and we hope you enjoy the magazine and look through it at your leisure. We pay to go to travel shows. This is one that was in Springfield, Massachusetts. Grace, one of my employees, is wearing a Westerly shirt. I'm wearing a Stonington shirt. When you go up to the table, you have both magazines there. You have brochures on attractions in both the areas. Our members give us all kinds of information, and we're representing the community. The TV screen is flashing images from the region that we serve, where our members are. That might cost us $1,500 to $2,000 to do a show like that, but we're committed to doing those. We track how many people come to our booth, and we get the stats from the organizers. Again, here's some stats on the gift certificate program and how much we sold last year versus how much were actually redeemed over the same period. Not all of them get redeemed every single year. And grant administration. Occasionally, we have the opportunity to serve as a partner with the municipality to administer grants. A perfect example was during COVID. We went to the communities in our area and said, did you know that small businesses are eligible to receive funding through ARPA? And we, as the voice of business, advocated strongly in those towns to say, let us carve out some funding from your town, whichever amount is comfortable for you, and we will, with your partnership, develop a program where small businesses that were negatively impacted and can prove it with real documentation, tax forms, sales receipts, other things. The town would be involved with an EDC member, for example, or a first selectman. We had the finance director from the town of Stonington, as well as a couple of our board members in reviewing those applications confidentially and then making decisions on which small businesses needed the aid. And so you could see it wasn't just Westerly. We did 100,000 in Westerly. We did 60,000 in Charlestown. We did 90,000, I believe it was, in Stonington, and 12,000 in Stonington Borough. So fantastic. Well, congratulations, because some towns did nothing for their business community. It's not easy, and of course you have to be, you have to have the good communication with the businesses and to have the familiarity of the grant requirements in terms of reporting. We do have sporadic federal grants that we receive on special projects, so it's something that we're comfortable with. We also try to get creative when we can to help businesses. That's Jeanette Marone Vertentes. She's a North Stonington resident. And for example, during COVID, there were no art shows anywhere. We said, Jeanette, come to our conference room, set up, use our conference room as your gallery. We did a 45-minute program featuring just her artwork. You can see that 4,200 people watched it, and she sold $14,000 worth of artwork in 45 minutes. The next week, she delivered a ginormous painting as a gift that still is in my office today. So Maria and I both got gifts because she was so overwhelmed that she did not know how she was going to sustain herself during that time period. And one organization stepped up to help her and every other artist and other retailer. So we're very nimble and we're very passionate and we're very creative. Every small business Saturday, we take our gift certificates and we run around like elves. And when we find people shopping at members of our chamber in the towns that we serve, we find you at the register. We go up and say, thank you for supporting a small business today. Here's a $10 chamber gift certificate that you can use towards this purchase or a future purchase at any one of the other businesses on this list that's in here. It's a great way to show our members in all the towns we serve. You're on our radar screen. We care about you. We can do a social media post, and it's a great way to remind people to stay loyal to local. This year we did something new. It was a dining passport. And basically, people paid $100. I have one sample here that I will pass around so you can take a look at. I only have one because they sold out in about a 2-week period. They were extremely popular. And as a result, we will be doing it again. And we already have restaurants that have said, put me on the list. I want to do it next year. So the concept is you buy one dinner, you get the second dinner of equal or some of equal or lesser value for free. People paid $100 to us, and they got to use it at 28 restaurants and four arts organizations in the region. We did not charge those organizations to be in the book. We produced a gorgeous, high quality book, something that you're proud to walk into a restaurant. You're not embarrassed. It's not a little tacky little, it presents well as a gift. And many people did buy them as holiday gifts, and they're being redeemed wildly. So that's why we will be repeating that program. We run a beautification program in both the town of Westerly and the town of Stonington and the Stonington Borough. So these are partnerships where the towns contribute some dollar amount, maybe for the flowers themselves, and we go out and we buy the flower pots and we put it out to bid to get the flowers done each year. We do the manual labor of getting the pots out there. We work with the businesses to have them sign waivers that they will weed and water and take care of them so that our community looks beautiful and that it's a coordinated, attractive look for visitors. And we've been doing that for over 20 years in the downtown Stonington, Pawcatuck, Westerly community. We've been doing it in Stonington Borough now. This will be our second year. We did 14 pots last year. This year they expanded to 20. So it's a great partnership. There's some examples of what the borough pots look like. We also do a coordinated banner program. So we work with the DPW in our two-state downtown, and for every event, whether it's our event or an event by another nonprofit, we utilize the lampposts in our business district and we promote whatever the upcoming big thing is to support it, because events are huge economic drivers in our community. Stonington pays us each year $2,500, and it incorporates some of the things that we're talking about. I don't think it's from the EDC, but I do go through the regular budget process. We're under like community organizations through the Department of Human Services. It's a weird category to be under. We are the only chamber presently getting money from the town of Stonington. We write support letters for town grants. So regularly, both Westerly, Charlestown, they'll say, Lisa, we're going after bike path money. We're going after money to do the boat building over in Mystic, whatever it is. And we will write strong letters of support for those grants. Event consulting. So whether it's the town itself that wants to start an event as a municipality, or whether it's a business within the town, at no charge, we'll go and do that. For example, we run a very popular, crazy event called the Mrs. Roper Romp. A business in Mystic called and said, we basically want to copy exactly what you're doing in downtown Westerly and do it in Mystic. We said, okay. Went, met with them for an hour and a half, shared with them our exact, this is how you do it, offered for them to borrow some of our costumes and decorations and signage and all that at no cost, and they will be doing that. They're not going to do it the month before ours. They're going to do it at, a few months separate, but we love helping businesses grow, helping communities get better. The Pawcatuck River Duck Race is an offshoot of our organization through our 501c3 charitable foundation. We do have a couple of North Stonington nonprofits that participate and sell ducks, and they get to keep $2.85 of each $5 duck that they sell. Any North Stonington nonprofit is welcome to join that event in the future. You do not have to be a dues paying member. Boy Scout troops, schools, daycares, doesn't matter, okay? Other types of big scale events that we do that maybe we can help you do so you can get some events in your community that drive traffic. We do a Virtue Art Festival. The last time we did an economic impact study on it, we hired a company called Witten Intelligence to come in. They're a third-party company out of Connecticut. They had a bunch of nerds with clipboards that stood at the gates and interviewed people over 2 days and then compiled that data and gave us a nice report. And back then, 7, 8 years ago, it was $6.6 million of economic activity generated for our community from that one event that we do. That's Jenny. She lives in the town of North Stonington. She's one of our artists. Riverglow is another major event we do that benefits both Stonington and Westerly. We use the river not as a border to divide, but as a place to bring the community together to celebrate one community. That event has a $1.8 million economic impact as of 2017. And frankly, it costs a lot of money to get these economic impact reports, which is why we haven't updated it since then. We know that the numbers would be stronger now, but it costs us like $6,000 to do that. So maybe in a couple years. We do a holiday stroll in our downtown because it's easy to do that when you have a cluster of businesses together. And that's free and open to the public. Starry Lights is another example. That's a 3-year old event now, where we took some of the challenges in downtown Pawcatuck, which were people hanging out, littering, staying out late till 1 o'clock, hanging out in a gazebo, drinking, sleeping overnight in vehicles, all that. And we lit up the parks and we lit up the downtown business district. There's lights everywhere. It's very beautiful and inviting. It's inviting to the public. You know who it's not inviting to? The people that used to sleep in their cars and drink in the gazebos. So that does not happen now. That goes up in December and it stays up for a period of several weeks. And so while some of our events are very impactful one time for a weekend, very measurable, some of them don't require big police presence and things like that because they're up for a period of several weeks. And it becomes a draw card to your community over a season where people go, oh, let's go have dinner that night because we can take pictures and walk around and do this. And you're not dependent on the weather. It's something that becomes a tradition that they can enjoy year after year. We do a chocolate stroll event fundraiser that has about 30 businesses participating where people buy a ticket and go and visit all of those businesses in one night. We do free movies in the town of Stonington on the grounds of the library. Don't charge a penny. Our staff goes, we own the giant screen, we own the sound system, we rent the movies through the movie house. That's about $400 for the legal licensing fee just to rent the movie. We do the marketing to get people there. So it shows you some of the expenses. And when the town of Stonington gives us an annual stipend each year, we use 250 of that money they give us towards the total expenses of 1,400. Okay. Fusion's just a body painting event that's pure and simple, a great event to promote the arts in our community, to get people to go to the Velvet Mill and to raise money for us. It was last weekend. We had 400 people and it was an amazing time. The Stonington Lobster Trap Tree is literally the event that brands the town of Stonington. When you think about Stonington, name one other event that you think Stonington. You think Mystic. Mystic's done a wonderful job with Downtown Mystic, with the art festival, the lighted boat parade, and many other great things that they do, but it's Mystic. Our philosophy is it's the town of Stonington. Mystic is one strong village, but we also have Pawcatuck that we're responsible for. I'm a mom of 3. I like to spread the love. And we have the borough, which is why we do these programs in all of the communities that we represent. We want everyone to be benefiting from our energies and our efforts. That is the strongest attraction in the state of Connecticut in the December, January timeframe. It's huge. It was on the front page of the Boston Globe on December 24th above the fold. It was in Forbes magazine. We were on 4 TV stations. We were in every newspaper, every publication. People come as far as Pennsylvania, and they're very proud to tell me when they stand in line, I drove 7 hours tonight to be here for that tree. We do have several North Stonington artists that paint on the tree, and one of them is Suzanne Starr, who you see there, but there are several others that we're delighted to work with. Your town should have a signature event or two like that. And we've got lots of ideas of things that we don't necessarily have the land for some of the things that I've wanted to do that are on my back burner. In some cases, we don't have the staff because we are a whopping staff of 3. And you can see we're spinning a lot of plates, but we definitely have the interest, the heart, and, want to keep doing more. This year, for our 100th anniversary as a Chamber of Commerce, we're introducing a one-time event called the Nutcracker Trail. The artist on the right is Pat Pearson. She's from North Stonington. She painted that patriotic nutcracker that will be at Gray Sail Brewing of Rhode Island. There are 99 other 6-foot nutcrackers that play music and light up. And if you go to nutcrackertrail.com, you'll be able to see every single one of them, where they're located. You'll be able to check in with your phone, and you'll be able to get prizes and all that. Now it's only May. We have not fully developed that website. If you go on it, you're only going to see a handful sampling of the Nutcrackers. But if you went to our office right now, our basement looks like a morgue. There's about 35 of them covered in plastic down in the basement, ready to go, but there will be 100 this year. And people will want to see every single one of them the way they want to see the buoys, and they appreciate it. So we've done a lot to work with artists to elevate them and to drive business to them. And this artist will tell you they've gotten commissions, they've gotten murals, they've gotten corporate jobs from some of these creative projects that we do. We have an Athena Award program every single year. It's held at Lake of Isles and it sells out 250 people. And in the past, 2 North Stonington residents were honored at that event. That's okay. That's Sarah Luann. She's one of the North Stonington residents that we hire to perform at Sunday Funday in downtown Westerly. So we do a lot of business with different people from the community. There's a bunch of other events there and things that we do, just to give you an idea. We started a new program with SEC TV called Making Waves, and we feature different businesses. We could even feature the town of North Stonington if you want to come and be interviewed by me for half an hour. That program gets about 7,000 views when it runs right now. And then we have another program that we do, which is not on TV. This is more of a podcast. It's on 321 Media, and that gets roughly 4,500 views. That one show there, but every week it's over between 5 and 10,000 every week. That's a screenshot from our Facebook page on the chamber. It gets uploaded to, depending on who the guest is. For example, his business is in Pawcatuck, so it might get uploaded to the Pawcatuck, Connecticut, or Pawcatuck Community Forum, or the Westerly Community Forum, or Stonington and surrounding businesses. We put it out there in a variety of different ways so that that person we're interviewing gets a lot of traction. When we do a ribbon cutting, you can track the number of people that see it. This one here, 21,000 views. That's huge. If a small business pays us $300, which is around where most of them come in, 350, 300, they're very happy if the first thing right out of the gate is to get 21,000 views at a ribbon cutting. And then if we end up paying them, as we do several $1,000s for some of them for gift certificate sales, it becomes, excuse the term, but a no-brainer for a lot of them to renew each year. Equipment rental. If you as the town join the chamber and you want to do a great event, or maybe you have an event already that you're doing that you want to save some money out of your budget, we own a lot of great stuff. We have a huge professional stage. You want to send your DPW people to come and borrow it and set it up at a fair or some other event and save a rental fee if you're presently doing one from a rental company. The size stage we have generally rents out for over $2,000. We have tables, we have chairs, we have 10-foot by 10-foot tents. We have high top cocktail tables with the matching tablecloths. We have a custom made 9-hole mini golf course with all of the balls and the mallets that go with it. We have a lot of fun stuff to make events more fun for families. When we use those things, we don't charge anyone to play. Dues for a municipality, we charge $600 for a year. If a municipality wants a full page in our magazine here, because for example, right now, there's no mention of the town of North Stonington as a town or its assets in the travel magazine. If you said we want a page and we as the EDC want input as to what it says and what we want to promote, then that's going to cost you $1,600. As you digest that number, just know that when the day newspaper sells a 4-color ad, a half-page ad they sell for over $2,500. So for $1,600, we're subsidizing you instead of the other way around. So, and then we have in our annual membership directory, which this year is our 100th anniversary, you can feel the quality of that because it's our 100th. And you flip to the page that has the pink on it. The other towns that we work with, they have community profiles in there. So when someone calls us from Massachusetts and they're thinking about relocating here, I don't know where to live, what town do you recommend? Or I'm getting a job at the hospital or whatever. Can you send me information on your community? we absorb the postage, and this is the type of stuff that we send out to promote the community at large. We would be relying on your town clerk or whatever department, Susan or whomever, to provide us with the information so that we could include you in that as well, and you're on equal footing with the other towns. We own a billboard downtown. Westerly gets 26,000 cars a day. That's what it looks like. That's one side. It's obviously two-sided. We allow nonprofits, which towns are technically nonprofit, to use the billboard for up to 2 weeks at no charge. You produce your message, come to the fair, come whatever, and it could go up there. The next month it might be the hospital. The next month it's the Franco-Lean Center. We spread it all around. Obviously, there's only 12 months in a year. We've got a lot of members, but we try to share what we have to the best of our ability. Happy to answer any questions that you have. I could go on all night. I know I had a 20-minute cap. I hope I'm within that period. Kind of lost track.
My only thing would be, what do you think the biggest benefit for a town is to have you? I mean, I saw a bunch, but what one stands out the most?
I think the marketing of the town itself,
Yeah.
what's appropriate for an EDC or for a town government is to promote the town itself. So everything from the travel shows that we do to have your information there, to be in those two publications, to have your information at our welcome center on Route 1,
Yeah.
which is absolutely beautiful. Those things right
Like, we
there,
have little flyers now. that
whatever,
we have
it could
made.
be
Yeah.
whatever you have. Anything
an
that the
event coming
town
up.
is producing. Maybe you have a town shred day, or you have a town, I don't know, you might
Yeah.
be doing a fundraiser for a new building in town. Whatever your news is, you would be treated as a member. And so our social media power that we have on our Facebook page, which it's enormous, your messages would be going out through us.
Right.
We do a weekly email to all 860 members, plus we have the bombardment on our social media to let people know what's happening, and you can measure it.
Yeah.
If you try us for a year,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to determine at the end of the year if it was worthwhile, which I'm sure it will be,
Yeah.
because you're going to have the numbers from each one of
Right.
these things. What was the visibility?
Sure.
What was the tracking on each thing? So I think that that's huge. Personally, I think you could use a lot of help in the event consulting area. I would love
I
to
agree.
see the town of North Stonington have a signature event. Ledyard has the fair, the borough has the tree, Mystic has several, Westerly has some, and they're not all 30 years old. I started most of them 29 years ago,
Yes,
but
you
they're not
did.
all that old.
Right.
This gal's still got some more ideas.
Right.
And I think, in the
Yeah.
light parade, you send your rec department over there with a float in our light parade. And when we have leftover candy from our Easter egg hunt or eggs, we donate it to your rec department and they use it. I will tell you that.
You know a guy?
Yeah, I know a guy. And our Easter bunny costume is more attractive than yours. So if you ever want to borrow it, or our Santa suit, I think it's creepy.
I love it.
Don't tell Mr. Fabian because I have the utmost respect for him, but our bunny is more adorable. And we do own a Santa costume, a duck costume, a lobster costume. We
Awesome.
have a lot of stuff, and we would invite you to come to our facility as committee members to see our welcome center. There's nothing like it. And to take a tour of our basement to see all the stuff as well. And it might get your wheels turning.
Is it safe to go in there? now?
Yes, totally. But this would be the start of the conversation.
Mhm.
And then we would have more
Right.
where maybe I come in and I propose to you 2 or 3 concepts that I think would work for the type of community that you have, which is unique. It's not Mystic. It's not downtown Westerly. You have your own assets.
Yeah.
But there's opportunities that you've
Yeah.
never tapped into yet. I mean, just Westerly and Stonington both benefited from the pop-up book that we
Right.
produced. And both of these raised over $100,000, and we donated every penny to the charities in those communities.
That's awesome.
No other organization's doing stuff
No.
like this. So,
Yeah, like we have a business thing coming up, fall. Like a gathering for the business up. Everyone can consort. We're
Great.
doing that, next month. So we have that, which we'd love to see if you wanted to come by for that, and then, anyways, no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
thanks for
For
the
your time.
opportunity and good
Appreciate
luck.
you guys taking your time tonight.
Go North Stonington.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
guess. I thought that was basic. No brainer, in my opinion. I wish we had the votes now. But that's what I was. If we do next meeting or vote on it, when does that? Because it's June, right?
Yeah.
We gotta make sure we get enough freaking people here. Yeah, you could always do that. We did that. We did that one year. Yeah.
It just has to be published.
So let's
Public.
we'll do that then.
Yeah. It's 5,000. Oh, yes.
Well, it can help your farmers market too.
That farmer's market could become our park.
Yeah. Oh, she'll be able to help promote it. Yep. She'll have a whole fresh idea for something. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Well, I'd like to get the 1,600 in. I mean, this new next party should be only like three. Yeah, right. That's what I'm hoping. Is that what we did? I can't remember. Okay, so we should have plenty of money. Yeah, I'd like to do the 1,600. Oh, I don't want to just. I can't believe the other chambers blew us off totally. Well, didn't you say they were pretty receptive? Well, that doesn't really shock me. I'm surprised. if Chinook wanted one out front, then you get one in front of your. But you don't keep it, you have to give it back. No, not the buoys, the nut crackers. Not that it matters, I just, whatever, we'll figure it out. It would make sense to me, but when she said that there was a bunch in her basement, that's when it threw me off a little, like. But. Okay, cool. Oh, really? See, I've never went. Yeah, right. They're not like any other chain. They're a lot different.
Before you want to be out front there. He wants to be out there saying, here's stuff.
Right. Oh, she'll be part of helping.
Because that's where we have a hard time.
Absolutely.
So budget wise, we have spent, so far this year, we've only spent our $5,500.
So we should be able to do this party and
You'll double check that, but that's based off.
what did they approve us for this year? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Okay.
So just for me to clarify, if we want to just join, if we want to join and page,
Mhm.
it's $1,600, not 600 plus. So it would be,
2,200.
that's the only clarification.
Yeah, just double
that I
check
would
that because that will be kind of close unless, well, if we only spend $2,000, we're all. We should spend like more. I mean, just some food.
like. We spent
Right. If anything's happening. I think we're gonna have enough. I don't think we're gonna have a problem unless there's some expended stuff we spent that we
You
didn't.
can get that right here, when I meet you. Uh, that's-
Yeah,
And then
I agree.
we can do stuff.
Right. No, it's the way to go.
Because I think,
Well, it'll still have to be paid before.
next year, sure, but we can adjust our other maps. No. Business for 1 year, and then we do, all. Next year will be all boards.
well, let's do a motion to adjourn. We'll talk.